talk a little bit about what's going on today. Alright. Welcome to another vlog. Permaculture Healing. My name's Jeremy. And today we're catching our breath. We're working on some passive heat for our hoop house. You know, we're just about to set in the winter here, Western Mass. We're dipping into low 30s here on the mountain. That's Quackenbush. If you haven't heard him before, he likes to make noise when he hears his closest, so he's doing his job. So what we're doing is we're creating some passive heat, and what we're doing is using some fresh horse manure and some arbor's chips. Whole pile, right? And we're essentially building a compost heap, wetting each layer down as you normally would with a compost. However, a lot of people get into, you know, the ratios, no more than 50-50, 30-70, right? There's all kinds of recipes. There's no, you know, real set in perfect way to do it. You do what works best for you. But in this case, we're skewing the ratios in favor of our greens, in favor of our horse manure. Right? So we're doing maybe 75% horse manure and about 25, maybe 30, 70-75 horse manure, 25-30 of the wood chips, because we want that heat. So if you come over this way, we've built an insulator. We have a 4-inch PVC, not PVC, corrugated piping that you'd use for drainage and whatnot. That's running through the pile, so there's a hole lowest at the base of the hoop house, and it courses through, and then as it gets to the middle, it kind of snakes back and forth in the pile so that it captures as much heat to put back in the hoop house. So right now, it's actually putting heat into the hoop house. It's not a lot because the pile's just starting, but once this gets cooking, because it's a lot of material, a lot of green, it's going to produce a good amount of heat, and for a few months, it's going to keep the hoop house from dipping into that freezing zone where we get into 0 degrees, negative degrees, what have you. Now this is a Jean Pain style method. So Jean Pain actually had a pile probably the size of the hoop houses, which is like 12 by 15, and he did a very similar method, and he produced hot water, 160 degree hot water for his home for an entire year off doing this method. So I know it works. You know what I mean? I just am curious to see how long this pile, because it's not as big, will keep this hoop house from dipping into the freezing zone. Now we may have to come in and rebuild it, or figure out a different way for the March, April to keep it from getting too cold. But at that point the sun's already hitting high. We're getting warmer temps come March. So we'll see. So another experiment. We tried doing something a little different last year where we built a giant compost pile on one side, on the north wall, and it just didn't work. It didn't maintain the heat. I was constantly trying to, you know, get it activated, adding urine, wetting it down, turning it right. It just didn't keep the heat. So we got a different approach. It's just a matter of how long it's going to maintain the heat. So now what you see here, this is some spoiled Timothy hay from Nancy and Walt down the street. Sorry that they lost it, but also happy to source the material. They're glad that it's going to use. But we're building an insulator. So aside from the heat being produced, we're also buffering the outside of the pile with these bales of these hay. That's probably as high as I'm going to go, but that also allows me to build it to that point, so I can make sure that pipe over here is covered, and I don't have to worry about any warm air leaching out of that particular spot. And it's looking like I'm most likely going to have to get some more manure. So I'm already running low. Pile's not done. Saving you the experience of watching me pitchfork scoop after scoop back and forth into the pile while setting it up. I will definitely add on to the video and make sure you guys see the finished result. But for now, this is what we're up to over here. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Welcome back. Wanted to give a quick update. This is now finished. We've capped it off with a good layer of wood chips. I have a black tarp on here that's situated underneath the hay bales to keep that from blowing off. It is working fairly well. Close up, hi. Hi. It's working fairly well. The hoop house, regardless of the temperature at night right now, is staying somewhere around 50, 52 degrees. A couple of other things that I'm thinking of doing, which is to put a layer of plastic by the door because there's a little bit of leakage there. I can also put on one of those little solar fans just to move the air a little bit better. And yeah, so real challenge will be when it gets nice and cold. But this is what it looks like. It's about almost chest high, so it's a good 4 foot high. Should provide a good amount of warmth. I'm not saying it's not going to dip down cold in there, but it's going to at least alleviate some of the frost action that happens. And that's it. Keep tuned. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you want notifications, hit the bell, and whenever a new video comes up under Premiere, you'll be hearing. All right, thanks for watching.